A billionaire comes home early, and what he sees stops his heart. His only son, bound to a wheelchair, clinging to the maid, trembling as she struggles to hold him up. Anger explodes, accusations fly, but then the truth comes out. The boy's tears, the maid's defiance, and the father's breaking heart will change everything you thought you knew. Before we dive in, let us know in the comments what time is it and where are you watching from. Let's start. The house was silent, but the silence was heavy, the kind that pressed down on walls and swallowed voices whole. In the far corner of the bedroom, near the wide window, a boy sat stiff in his wheelchair. His hands clutched the armrests as if holding on to invisible chains. 11 years old, dark eyes, lips pressed shut. He didn't look at anyone anymore. He didn't want to. He whispered to himself, words like broken glass. They all run, and I can't. His throat burned. His nails dug into his palms. At school, they laughed and ran in circles during recess, their sneakers hitting the ground like thunder. He sat in the corner, and no one called his name. No one waited for him. Nobody ever did. The door creaked. The maid walked in, the one who wore the blue dress and white apron, her hair tied back neat. She stopped when she saw him. "Malik," she said softly, "why are you sitting here in the dark? Did you eat?" He didn't answer. He stared harder at the glass, as if outside held a life he would never touch. She stepped closer, her shoes quiet on the rug. "Talk to me." "Please." His jaw tightened. He shook his head. "Malik," she tried again, kneeling beside him, "I can't help if you keep it all inside." Something inside him cracked. He didn't mean to, but suddenly his voice burst out, sharp and shaking. "Help? You can't help. No one can. Look at me." His hands slammed against his legs. "They're useless. Dead. I'll never run, never walk." His breath tore out like fire. "I'm nothing." The maid flinched but didn't move away. She reached for his hands, steady but firm. "Don't say that." "It's true," he shouted. His eyes were wet now, angry tears streaming down. "At school, they don't even look at me. Not one friend. Do you know what that feels like? To sit in the corner like a ghost?" He punched his thigh hard. "I hate this chair. I hate myself. Stop it!" She snapped, her voice sharper than he'd ever heard. Her hands gripped his fists. "Don't you dare hurt yourself. Don't you dare tell me you're nothing." He glared at her through tears, chest heaving. "Then what am I?" She pulled him into her arms. For a moment he resisted, stiff as stone, but the heat of her grip melted him. His face pressed against her apron, his sobs shaking through both of them. "You're a boy with a heart that feels too much," she whispered. "That doesn't make you less. That makes you alive." He clutched her waist, his voice muffled. "I don't want to feel alive in a chair. Just once, let me feel what it's like. Please, make me stand." Her body froze. "Malik, please." He lifted his head, his eyes swollen, desperate. "I don't care if it hurts. I don't care if I fall. I just want to feel it for a second, like I'm normal, like I'm not broken." Her throat tightened. She looked at him, saw his trembling lips, his wet cheeks. She thought of his father's rules, the warnings never to push, never to risk. But she also saw the boy in front of her, begging with every shred of his small body. Slowly, she nodded. "All right. Just for a moment. But you hold on tight. You hear me?" He sniffed hard, nodding. She rose, braced herself, and slid her hands under his arms. "On 3, she whispered. 1, 2. He gritted his teeth, his nails dug into her dress. 3. With a strained breath, she pulled him up. His legs dangled, weak, trembling like thin branches in the wind. His face twisted in pain, a cry ripping from his chest. But he was upright. For the first time, upright. His voice cracked, tears spilled fresh. I'm standing. Just a little more, she panted, holding his weight, her body bent forward. Sweat prickled her neck. I've got you. He sobbed against her. It hurts. God, it hurts. I know, she said quickly, her voice breaking. I know, but you're doing it. You're doing it, Malik. I'm normal, he whispered, choking on the word, as if afraid it would vanish. His whole body trembled, half in agony, half in triumph. His head dropped against her shoulder, tears soaking her collar. She fought to keep him steady, her arms burning, her back straining. Just a few seconds, she muttered, just a few more. And then the sound of a man's breath froze them both. In the doorway stood his father, a tall figure in a cream suit, face dark with shock, eyes wide with disbelief. His fists clenched at his sides. The boy's sobs filled the silence. The maid's arms quivered under his weight. The father's voice was ice. What the hell are you doing with my son? The maid froze, arms locked around Malik, who clung to her waist, still trembling. Sir, she started, her throat tight. But he cut her off, stepping into the room, his polished shoes striking the floor like thunder. I told you. I told everyone in this house never to risk him. And here you are, dragging him out of his chair like some reckless fool. His eyes burned with fury. Do you want to break him? Do you want him crippled for life? Dad! Malik cried, voice cracking. Stop yelling! The man's eyes flicked to his son, softened for half a second, then hardened again. You could have fallen. Do you even realize what could have happened? I asked her, Malik shouted. His tears smeared down his face. I begged her to help me. You don't listen to me. You never do. The father's breath caught, but his anger only grew. You don't know what's good for you, Malik. That's why I protect you. That's why I... Protect me? Malik's voice broke into a scream. You lock me up in this chair. You treat me like glass. Do you know what it feels like to sit at school and watch everyone else run and laugh while you're invisible? They don't talk to me, Dad. Not one of them. I'm nothing to them, just the boy who can't walk. His words stabbed the room. The maid's arms trembled as she lowered him gently back into the wheelchair. Malik's head dropped, his chest heaving. I didn't want to be nothing today, he whispered. I just wanted to feel normal for once. Just for a few seconds, the father's face cracked, but he shook his head, refusing to let go. Normal? You could have hurt yourself. You could have... The maid snapped, her voice cut through, trembling but fierce. Hurt himself? He hurts every single day, sir. Sitting by that window, going to a school where no one speaks to him, living in a house where even his father looks at him like a mistake waiting to happen. The man's head jerked toward her, rage in his eyes. Careful. No. Her voice shook, but she stood her ground. I won't be quiet. You're rich enough to buy the world, but you can't give him the one thing he needs, hope. He begged me, and you know what I saw? Not a reckless boy, not a weak boy, just a child who wanted to feel alive. And you call that dangerous? The room went silent. Malik's small voice broke the quiet. Dad, I don't want to be your broken son anymore. His lips quivered. I just want you to see me, not the chair. Me. The father's chest rose and fell, heavy, uneven. His eyes glistened, though he blinked hard to fight it back. He looked from his son to the maid. both of them trembling, both of them braver than he felt. Slowly, he dropped to his knees in front of the wheelchair. His hand reached for Malik's, hesitant. "I see you," he whispered, his voice breaking. "I see you, son. I was so afraid of losing you that I forgot to live with you. I forgot to let you try. Forgive me." Malik's lips trembled. He threw his arms around his father's neck, sobbing into his shoulder. "I just wanted you to be proud of me." The father held him tight, his own tears spilling now raw and unhidden. "I've always been proud. Always. I just didn't know how to show it." The maid stood back, breath shaking, tears streaking her own cheeks. She had never meant to speak so boldly, but in that moment she didn't regret a word. The father looked up at her, still clutching his son, his face, once furious, now heavy with guilt. "Thank you," he said hoarsely, "for giving him what I was too afraid to give." She lowered her eyes, voice soft. "He only wanted a moment." The father nodded, pulling his son closer. "Then from now on, he'll have more than moments. He'll have chances, real ones. I promise." Malik sniffed hard, pressing his cheek to his father's chest. For the first time in a long time, he believed it. What would you have done if this was your child? Tell us in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if the story touched you, subscribe for more emotional, true-to-life stories, and share to remind someone today that every child deserves to be seen.